Have you ever looked at the ocean at night and wondered what could be hiding underneath it? Not just fish, not shipwrecks, but an entire world. A world that people once believed was ruled by a dragon. In Japan, people have told stories for centuries about a powerful dragon deity called Ryujin. He was connected to the sea, rain, storms, and the mysterious world beneath the water. Fishermen prayed to him before going out to sea. They asked for calm waters, safe journeys, and a good catch. But here's what I find really fascinating. They didn't just believe that something lived beneath the ocean. They believed there was an entire palace down there. The Dragon Palace. A mysterious place hidden beneath the waves. And one of the oldest Japanese legends takes us straight into that world. It begins with a man named Hori. Hori had borrowed his older brother's fishing hook, and somehow he lost it. He searched everywhere for it, but he couldn't find it. His brother was furious and refused to forgive him. So Hori set out to find the god of the sea, and that's when things took a very strange turn. His journey eventually led him beneath the ocean. There, he found a magnificent palace, and inside the palace, he met Toyotama Hime, the daughter of the sea god. Hori stayed there for 3 years. 3 years beneath the sea, and when he finally decided to return home, he was given something very unusual. 2 magical jewels. One could make the tide rise, the other could make it fall. And honestly, when you think about it, it's not hard to understand why people thousands of years ago might have imagined something like this. Today, we know that tides are mainly caused by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun. But imagine watching the ocean rise and fall without knowing why. Imagine watching a storm suddenly appear, the sky getting darker, the waves getting bigger, and then the rain coming down. What would you think was causing all of it? Maybe you would imagine that someone was controlling the water, someone powerful, someone living somewhere beneath the sea. And this is where Ryujin becomes so interesting. He wasn't simply a monster. In Japanese folk belief, Ryujin was connected with water, rain, the sea, and even the safety of fishermen. People prayed to him for rain when the land was dry. Fishermen asked him for calm seas and abundant catches. So the dragon wasn't necessarily something to be afraid of. He could also be a protector, a powerful force that could give life, but could also unleash the fury of the sea. And I think that's what makes these old stories so interesting, because the ocean must have been terrifying to people living hundreds or thousands of years ago. You could see the surface, but you had no idea what was underneath. You couldn't see how deep it was. You couldn't see what was moving in the darkness, and you definitely couldn't control it. So what would you imagine was down there? A monster? A god? Or maybe a dragon? And here's another thing I love about the legend. The world beneath the sea wasn't always imagined as some dark and horrible place. The Dragon Palace could be beautiful. It could be filled with treasures, strange creatures, and things that didn't exist in the human world. Almost like another world, hidden right beneath our own. And stories about humans entering this mysterious world appear again and again in Japanese folklore. Someone disappears beneath the waves. They enter the underwater palace. They meet beings from another world, and eventually they return to the surface. But they never come back quite the same, because they've seen something that nobody else has seen. And maybe that's what makes this legend so fascinating to me. Because while these colors are slowly coming together, I can't help thinking about that ancient idea. What if the darkness beneath the waves isn't empty? What if something has been watching from down there all this time? What if the moonlight above the water is only showing us a tiny piece of a much bigger world? Maybe that's why dragons have stayed in our stories for so many centuries. They're not always monsters. Sometimes they're guardians, sometimes they're gods, and sometimes they're simply the way people tried to make sense of something powerful and mysterious. The sea, the rain, the storms, nature itself. So when this painting finally comes together, don't just see a dragon under the moon. Imagine what someone standing by the sea hundreds of years ago might have imagined. A dark ocean, a full moon, something moving beneath the surface. And somewhere down there, a palace no human was supposed to find. Maybe that's why stories like this never really disappear. Because even now, with everything we know about the ocean, there is still so much down there that we haven't seen. So the next time you look at the sea at night, especially when the moon is full, take a moment and look at the water. You might see nothing but the reflection of the moon. But according to an ancient Japanese tradition, somewhere beneath those waves, the Dragon King may still be there, watching, waiting, and guarding a world we've never truly seen.